Hey everyone, it's Kayla here, and today I'm sharing a layout and process video for Scrap Squad. I'm going to be using this week's Scraplift as inspiration, which you can see in the top right hand corner, and I'll also add the link to Pinterest in the description below. Now, I really love this week's Scraplift. I think it's an absolute great one, quite different to anything that we've had before. If you don't have a cutting machine like I've got, you can use punches to recreate this background. You can use torn paper or distressed paper. There is a lot of those like papers that have like strips or ombre strips, which I think could work great for something like this. I have used my silhouette and I've cut out these, I think it's a daisy border, and it was part of a cut file, I think, of 3 different borders from Paige Evans, and I have used this before. I think it might have been the same one or one slightly different, but they're always, handy to have, or the, border things on my silhouette. I am going to be using the Cocoa Vanilla Daydream collection. I've still got quite a lot of this left, and it's such a beautiful collection, and it has a lot of florals that I can fussy cut out to kind of recreate what's going on the original left. Now, the original layout does have 2 photographs, and I'm going to be using just the one photograph today, and it's of my youngest cat, Moxxi. And the story behind this photograph is when we got Moxxi, she was actually Max. And yeah, I was told that she was a boy. I did have my doubts at the beginning, but it was quite hard to tell. And then as she got older, I thought, nope, she is definitely a girl. She has since been spayed, so she can't have any babies. And I'm glad that I found out before I let her out the house. But yeah, she's a girl, and it did take me a little while to figure it out. I think it can be quite difficult with cats. And she's very fluffy underneath as well, so it was quite hard to tell. And she didn't want me to have a look, so it was hard for me to actually get a good look. But yeah, she's definitely a girl. So me and my husband and my son TJ, were kind of discussing what to call her, because obviously she was called Max. She had the name Max, and I mean, I guess we could have used Max for a girl. But I wanted to kind of change it to a girl's name that sounded like Max, but wasn't Max. And my husband mentioned the name Moxxi. It was a character on a game that him and my son liked to play. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it worked perfectly for kind of what I wanted for her. So yeah, so this photograph is to actually document the fact that Max is now Moxxi, and she's a girl, not a boy. So yeah, so this is the layout for that. So I do still have some photographs before this to scrap, and I am going to scrap them as though she's Max, because obviously at that time for us she was Max. And then obviously this will go into my album where she's Moxxi, and then the photos taken after that will be about Moxxi. So yeah, so it's quite funny actually looking back. I know my son at first was quite upset because she's his cat. He wanted a boy cat. So yeah, he was a little bit upset at first, but then I reassured him, she's the same cat. She's just a girl, not a boy. And they've got a lovely relationship. I always say how cats kind of pick their person, and they have that like one person that they really love. Now my other cat, I'm her person, and to be honest, she doesn't like anyone else but me. And with Moxxi and TJ, like Moxxi has picked TJ as her person. She adores him, and she doesn't really like climb on any of our knees apart from his. She loves the attention she gets off him. So anyway, back to my layout. I have fussy cut out lots of the florals from one of the pattern papers, and I've tucked those in around my photograph like on the original. Like I said, I have only used the one photo, but I am working on a smaller layout anyway, so it works okay for me. And I've added that border of florals, as well as a few other little bits and pieces from the collection. I have tucked in, I don't know, have I tucked it in yet? I am going to tuck in a rainbow, I think. I've got a little banner piece in the top right hand corner of my photo. I am fussy cutting some of the butterflies from one of the pattern papers as well, and I'm going to scatter those around the page. I haven't brought in my title yet, I don't think. But I am going to add a title using some white thickers. I think they're from the Pick Me Up collection by Paige Evans. I've got 1 billion packs of these. And they're just the perfect size alphabet for me to use on my layouts. I do find the really big like thickers and things harder to use, where these are just like the perfect size for me. And I am going to add her name on to the layout as well. In my journaling, obviously I am going to explain what this page is all about. There's going to be quite a bit of journaling actually for this page, just explaining obviously the fact that we got a boy kitten and it turned out it was a girl. But obviously I'm going to go into more detail of things and how we came about finding out. But yeah, she can't have any babies, so that is the main thing. But there is already way more than enough kittens in the world, and cats. So yeah, so now I'm going to bring in my title. I am bringing in a gold heart. I think I had one left in my bramble fox stash, and I thought gold was quite, the right colour for this page because there's a lot of yellow on the page. I am adding on a few... I have added on, a few really tiny flowers that I fussy cut, and I think that just finishes off the floral clusters perfectly. And what I love about Moxxi's name is there's 2 X's in it. The fact that X's don't really get used very often, so it was perfect to use up some X's in her name. I'm going to finish off with some Jen Hadfield Gold Mist, and I'm going to scatter that around the page. So yeah, that's my layout finished. Please do join us on the Scrap Squad Facebook group and join in with this week's Scraplift. I'm really looking forward to seeing what everyone creates this week. Thank you for watching. Bye.